with us every Friday by 8 a.m. for insights and answers to the questions on Nigeria's electric power industry. Upnepa, let there be light. Nepa radio program is an interactive, educative, informative, and entertaining show centered on Nigeria's electric power sector. Join us every Friday at 8 a.m. on Prestige FM 91.7 Mina. You can also watch us live on YouTube at Upnepa platform and on Facebook at Upnepa platform. Keep a date with
I'm on. All right, it's another beautiful morning, and good morning, beautiful and amazing people, and a wonderful listener out there. A very good morning to you, and welcome to Upnepa. You already know what Upnepa is. Upnepa is an electricity advocacy, informative, educative, and interactive platform that talks about the power sector and that discusses about the power sector. My name is Victoria Festus. And you can call me Vicky for short, of course, even though I'm not short. Yeah, good morning. And with me is, of course, my wonderful, amazing Colo. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning to us all. If you've been with us previously, welcome back. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for trusting us enough to join us again. And if you're joining us for the first time, we also want to say thank you for joining us and welcome. We are not only on Prestige FM right now. You can join us live right now on Facebook Live or YouTube Live at Upnepa_platform. Do well to like, share, tell all your friends about Upnepa. Subscribe and please do not stop there. Hit the notification button because we bring new things up every time, beautiful discussions. And when they come up, we want you to be the first to interact with us.
Yeah, we are a little bit sorry that we didn't start on time. But of course, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned because we have something packed for you this early morning. Yeah, Kike, talking about something new. You know, this morning's conversation is going to be amazing. I mean, it's a conversation that we've not had before on this program.
We haven't.
And I think today's conversation sparks debates between professionals and policymakers. So sit tight. But before we delve into what we have for you today, let's quickly go just a few minutes short break, and when we return, trust me, please stay tuned and don't go anywhere.
To me, electricity is controversial. So join me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook as we dig deeper into the controversies, the arguments, the emotions, the policies, and the uncomfortable truth shaping Nigeria's power sector. Come prepared to think, come ready to argue. I am Safia Dahir Sharif, and this is Controversial Me on Upnepa.
All right, welcome back from that beautiful short break. You already know what this is. This is Upnepa. This is an electricity advocacy, informative, of course, an educative platform where we have discussion on the power sector and where we educate you about the power sector. Like I said, if you're just tuning in for the first time, you're welcome. And don't forget, you can watch this program live right now on our social media platform, on Facebook at Upnepa_platform, and on YouTube at Upnepa_platform. Yes, this is where you can watch this program going on live. Yeah, like I said, we have something new that we've not talked about before, and I think this conversation is a conversation that sparked debate between professionals and policymakers alike. And I mean, we have a lot to talk about on this, but we are going to be looking at who should steer Nigerian power sector. Who should steer the Nigerian power sector? Is it the engineer or the administrator? I mean, should Nigeria focus on having an experienced engineer be in charge or lead the power sector, and or should it be someone who technically understand how this sector works? And also, should we also look at a seasoned administrator handling this position, someone who is a seasoned administrator, someone who understands the policy, how it runs, and someone who they feel like should have a degree in electrical engineering to handle the sector. So this is what has been going on, or this is the debate that has sparked during the week. But Keke, what do you have to say about that?
The fact that a lot of Nigerians are actually still struggling with the whole estimated billing, the high tariff, so many things. There's still the aspect where a lot of Nigerians feel that the leadership of the power sector should not just be given to just anybody. It should be given to professionals, people who understand the power sector. But then at the same time, there is this group of people who believe that it shouldn't just be given to people who understand the power sector. What if a person understands the power sector and then managerial skills, administrative skills, leadership skills is zero? Would that at the end of the day not result into a bigger problem for Nigeria? Because I can have the technical know-how, but if I don't have a leadership skill, I can't pull people along. I can't pull Nigerians along. So it's actually been a debate that is on ground, and today I think that is something we should really deal with.
Yeah, of course, obviously. And while some are asking, also debating, is it not someone that has the degree? I think in Nigeria here we focus on the paper.
You have to just have a
professional
degree.
background.
Focus on
But
paper.
well, let's see where Nigeria will draw the line, because our own is to know who wins on this debate. All right. Okay, this morning to unpack this conversation, we have with us in the studio Engineer Twako Musa Baba. He is the managing director of Denmark Engineering Limited, also a member of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, and a farmer, an entrepreneur, and a public commentator. Please, I would have said drum roll, but we are delighted to have him join us this morning. Good morning, sir, and welcome to Upnepa.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Yes, I would not just stop there. We also had a very interesting week.
Okay.
Yes, we wanted to take it beyond just the studio. We just wanted to take it beyond what we have inside here. So we went out because of you. We went out because of your audience. And we had a wonderful time with two seasoned medical personnel. We had a session with Dr. Maji Chado, and we also had another wonderful section with Dr. Jonathan Jia. We're going to be playing clips on the discussions we had with them while the program goes on. So please just stay tuned and enjoy today's program.
Yeah, I think our first clip will be from Dr. Jonathan Jia. I think that's the first clip we're going to take this morning. Dr. Jonathan Jia. So please stay tuned and let's hear what they have to say about this ongoing debate. Don't go anywhere. This is still Upnepa. Good morning and welcome to Upnepa. This morning we have the honor and the privilege of having an exclusive interview with Dr. Jonathan Jia. Yeah, Dr. Jonathan Jia is a trained medical practitioner and a seasoned administrator. He was once Director of Medical Services, Federal Ministry of Health, and he retired in the year 2010. So this morning, we are delighted to have him with us. Sir, you're welcome to Upnepa.
Thank you very much.
Good
You're
morning,
welcome.
sir.
Good morning.
Okay, sir, let's quickly delve into what we have for you today before our audience start thinking that we're going straight to the medical. I know it's Upnepa, so we talk about electricity, but okay, so there's been this debate on who should steer the Nigerian power sector. The engineers insist that for someone to head that department, it should be from the company of engineers, especially the electrical engineers. The engineers argue that since we have a Minister of Health as a doctor and a Minister of Justice as a lawyer, why can't we have a Minister of Power as an engineer? And also, on the other hand, some other people argue that they don't necessarily need an engineer to be to head the power sector, what they need is a leader, someone who can navigate, the complexity of policy formation, someone who can secure budget, someone who is seasoned and experienced. So, sir, from your own points, who would you side in this debate? Who would you support?
Well, you see, if you look at the administrative system, the government system, you don't have to have an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer to be minister. Because all the minister does is to coordinate. And already in the ministry, you already have departments where you have professionals. Like if you look at the Ministry of Health, you have Department of Hospital Services, Department of Public Health, Department of Family Health, Pharmacy, and these are headed by professionals. So all you need at the top is somebody to coordinate. And also in the power zone, I think all you need is an administrator who will coordinate. Because come to think of it, it is only in recent times when the military came into power that you started having professionals in these ministries. In the First Republic, the Minister of Health was not a doctor. All you had was what they call either the Chief Medical Director or somebody who was the National Medical Officer. And in those days, in fact, the Chief Medical Director was next to the Prime Minister. That was how strong it was. So if you are looking at the power sector, since you already have an engineer, electrical engineer, I suppose, heading the Department of Electrical Services in the ministry, and you also have an electrical engineer heading Nepa, which is supplying power. You don't need an electrical engineer to head the ministry. All you need is somebody to coordinate these activities. If you look at the Ministry of Justice, Minister of Justice does not need to be a lawyer, but the Attorney General of the Federal, and that's why people have been arguing that Minister of Justice should be different from the Attorney General. And in most countries, you have the Attorney General is a lawyer because that is professional. Minister is coordinating. So, we got ourselves so worked up in this nation about heading, organizations. And well, I dare say, though I know I'll be crucified, that most people who want to head this place, they're looking at it for personal
gains.
Not for us, not for the public.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So, sir, from your experience working with the Federal Minister of Health, will you tell us what is the role of a minister from your experience so far?
Well,
is it political or administrative or technical? From which
the minister is a political head.
Okay.
And he is there to guide and ensure that the manifesto of his party is implemented. Because take, for example, the party in power now, they are supposed to have their health policy. So they bring somebody from their party, a committed party man who knows what the policy of health or their health policy is to head that ministry. Now he will now use the professionals in the different departments to make sure that their policies are implemented as per their manifesto. So in fact, if you bring a doctor, he's going to mess it up. Because if you bring a gynecologist, he will be thinking of only his field.
Yes.
If you bring a surgeon, he will be thinking of his field. But if you bring an administrator, you now coordinate. And in all the departments, you have other subgroups.
Okay. So from what you have just said now, especially looking at the fact that while you were in service, you headed quite a number of departments. What would you say, who would you say is better to head? Would it be somebody who has the technical know-how or a person who has adequate leadership skills?
The person who has adequate leadership skills is better. In fact, if you look at the First Republic, a lot of our ministers didn't have these technical skills, but they had administrative knowledge, how to manage human beings, how to manage resources, how to bring people together. And if you get this type of people, you're home. Yeah.
From Dr. Jonathan Jia. But before we go over to Dr. Chado's clip, Injia, I believe you've heard about this debate why people are asking if the Minister of Health, Minister of Health is a doctor and the Minister of Justice is a lawyer. Why shouldn't the Minister of Power be an engineer? So what's your take on that? What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, certainly I'd have to argue as an engineer, and my sentiments would favor the side of the engineers. Now, if there are three professions we're talking about, we have the legal, we have the medical, and we have the engineering practice. The question is, if, as is the norm these days, the political leader of the Ministry of Justice, the Ministry of Health, normally will be the professionals. That is the practice here. Now there are two questions. Whether, like Doctor explained, whether the head of these ministries should be an administrator is one issue. But what we want to establish now is that, as is the practice in Nigeria, all these ministries are headed by the respective professionals in those fields. Now, why should the Ministry of Power be an exception? I suppose that is the crux of the matter.
Yeah.
And that has always been the argument of engineers, that as long as the Ministry of Justice is headed by a lawyer and the Ministry of Health by a medical doctor, then naturally it goes without saying that the Ministry of Power and all other sectors that have to do with engineering practice should be headed by professionals. Otherwise, as engineers, we will see that within these lines of very thoroughbred professionals, we see that there is a relegation of engineers, and engineers have to be accorded their pride of place in the society. So we don't see it as a justifiable practice, certainly, when you look at these three professions.
All right, but then a lot of Nigerians argue that the problem with the power sector is no longer technical, but it has to do with good leadership.
Yeah.
So a lot of them believe that apart from whoever is heading the power sector having the technical know-how, it should also be somebody with proper leadership skills. What do you think about that, sir?
Well, of course, but if you look at the question is not addressing just the engineers. We would love to say that the Ministry of Health, as headed by doctors, naturally, they have their own issues. Would we say that it's because they are headed by doctors that they have these issues? Well, I beg to differ a bit. Well, what we're saying is that, let me give you an example. For those of us who are followers and lovers of football, you have a coach is different from a manager.
Yes. Okay.
It's as simple as that.
Okay.
So within the framework of the evolution of football, people came to discover that those who had managerial and technical skills did better in getting results for their teams. So now, by way of our practice, training, licensing as engineers, we come across as technical people, we come across as administrators. So what happens if you can have both? Engineers are equally administrators, and when we venture into the field of administration, we do very well. I assure you that when the banking system in Nigeria during the Obasanjo administration came to prominence, and they were employing so many people, engineers came to the fore and did better. Well, let me not call names to arouse debates, than some of the people who were supposed to be bankers. So as engineers, we are equally very good administrators. So there is no doubt about it.
Okay, so from what I am deducing from what you said,
Yes,
a person who has the technical know-how can also be a good leader.
indeed.
Yes, but we've had experiences over the years where people, engineers, were ministers of power, and there was no significant improvement in the power sector. The estimated billings, the problems we've had in the power sector still remains.
Yeah.
What's your take on that, sir? I think this shows that sometimes it's not just about having the technical know-how. If the person is not a good leader, might not be able to carry the people along and do what should be done. So what's your take on that, sir?
I agree with you a lot. Now, when it comes to managerial skills, leadership skills, there is a component of the overall picture that has to do with technical skills, and some people approximate it to about 10% technical skills. Again, I give you an example. The blue chip companies, the founders most of the times are technical people. Before now, they would go hire their CEOs and they will just be chairmen and be in the backgrounds. But now they are hands on deck, all hands, and they are doing better. Now, the technical skill is very, very important. Now, if within your scorecard as a leader, there is that component of technical skill, even if it is as low as 10%, someone who doesn't have that 10% component certainly cannot perform as much as you would perform. So technical skill is very essential. Again, the buck does not necessarily need to stop at the table of the minister. You have the aspect of policy. If the policy is not sound, and what if the policy is only sound on paper? At the end of the day, the buck stops at the desk of the chief executive. So certainly we cannot apportion the whole blame to the engineer being the minister of power. But I can assure you that if there is an engineer who has a technical skill, who has administrative skills, certainly that 10% differential will stand him out and he will perform better than an administrator who lacks this 10% component of technical skills and leadership.
I think I like I like your viewpoint.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Okay, let's go over to the next clip. And this one is coming from Dr. Maji Chado, one-time Chief Director of Niger State Hospital Management Board. Let's hear what he has to say on this debate. Please stay tuned.
There's been this debate from the engineers on who should steer the power sector, the Nigerian power sector. Should it be a seasoned engineer or should it be a seasoned administrator?
Thank you very much. I am very glad to be part of this debate because this thing has been going on for a very long time. So I want to take you a bit back to the history of the nation. You know, despite what we think about Nigeria, it is still a very young state. The country is only 60 years old. So most of the things that we expect to be happening cannot be happening yet. If you look at the first republic, none of them was a degree holder except one minister. I forgot which one it was. The Minister of Health at that time was a medical doctor. But at that time, doctors were trained at Yaba and Kano. And after that, they were sent overseas for some kind of experience, and they come back, but not in the conventional university, medical schools or health institutions you know now that train doctors. So if you take that time, not one single engineer in the country had the qualifications that we have today. Virtually every field of study is so deeply studied now and so deeply differentiated now that you have specialists and super specialists in every aspect. In Nigeria today, I think the only thing that is written in the law is that the Minister of Justice and Permanent Secretary of Justice must be lawyers.
Okay.
I want to take you to two ministries in government: Minister of Justice and Minister of Finance. If you look at justice, everybody is a lawyer.
Wow.
Every parastatal, every department in justice is headed by a lawyer. The only people that are not lawyers there are the administrators. They're usually posted there from head of service.
Okay.
If you take a look at Ministry of Finance, except now that finance is being broken up into all sorts of specialties, everybody is an accountant. In fact, when I went to school, when I went to the university in 1969, there was no specialty in the university called audit.
Okay.
So the accountant becomes auditor at one time, and then another posting, they go to another ministry and become accountant there. What I'm getting at is that the knowledge was so concentrated in few heads in those days that anybody can be called to head a place. And those who were heading us at that time were not even people who knew what was happening. Under normal circumstances, it would be very, very nice to say that those who are going to head organizations must be people who know what is happening in those organizations.
True.
In those days, 60s, 70s, the only engineers we knew very well, especially in the north here, are civil engineers.
Okay.
In fact, when ABU and Polytechnics, who were the two institutions that are training engineers in this place, were opened, it was civil department that was first opened. So everywhere you go, it's civil engineer, civil engineer, civil engineer. The mechanical was added, the electrical was added, the electronics was added, the computer something was added. Now we have all sorts of engineering courses. In this aspect, who knows best of what is going to be done in an institution? For example, if we go back to your question, and we take at Nepa, for example. The people who build Nepa from the scratch will initially be civil engineers. Those who equip Nepa from the beginning will be mechanical engineers. Those who generate power for us from that place will be electrical engineers. And for sure, expecting that electrical engineers are expected to head the place is not far-fetched. It's expected. The problem is, why are people in Nigeria clamoring to be the head? If it is for the work that is being done in a place that everybody wants to be the head of a place, it will be beautiful.
True.
But in most cases, it is not. It's because...
All right, that was another wonderful one from one-time Chief Medical Director of Niger State Hospital Management Board. So we had two exclusive interviews. One of it was from Dr. Jonathan Jia. So, sir, from these clips, what would you say? What's your opinion? What can you say about what their contribution is?
Okay, the first clip, that was Dr.
Jonathan Jia.
No, Dr. Jonathan was the second?
No, the
No,
first
Dr.
person
Jonathan was
was
the first.
Jonathan.
So Dr.
Jia.
Jonathan was
Yeah.
the first.
Yeah.
Yeah, his narrative seemed to support administrators who, to be coordinators of these ministries, by way of summary. Now, Dr. Maji Chadu, on the other hand, seems to I've taken a slightly different view. Permit me to qualify it as slightly. It's saying that as long as you have people who have the technical skills, they would know how to slice, dice, dissect. They will know how to problem solve. They will know how to troubleshoot. So certainly they will do better. Once there is an issue, they know where the fault is. That is what he's saying. And I suppose that was the argument I tried to equally advance as an engineer. So those two narratives, they hold water. But I want to say that we have to narrow it to our peculiar Nigerian situation, where we have institutions. If you have an environment where the institutions are sound, they are independent to some level, the coordinator then finds it a lot easier to navigate his way to solve problems. You have strong institutions. The subordinates know what to do, the leaders know what to do, everybody within the hierarchy of leadership knows what to do. Now, when you have weak institutions, certainly and without a doubt, whoever is leading has to have a technical knowledge of what happens from the higher rung of the ladder to the lowest rung of the ladder. Otherwise, it will be played, and before he knows what happened to him, things would have gone wrong.
So, sir, you're still saying that the technical know-how and leadership expertise will go together.
Yeah.
Having the same fellow, the same person.
Yes.
But then I want to ask this: is it possible that we have the same person, or rather, the person who has the leadership skill?
Yeah.
What if we have a situation where that person works closely, hand in hand with the person who has the technical know-how? Do you think that would work too?
Okay, like I said, in some systems, yes, but with a peculiar situation, I have my doubts. I have my doubts. Well, it's a comparison between someone whose skills are basically administrative and someone whose skills are technical. But I am saying that the winner at the end of the day is someone who has both technical and administrative skills. And if you are an administrator, how can you have engineering skills? So you can't have both. An engineer can have both.
So then what is optimal?
So there is no two ways about it.
Okay, so this morning, I believe our audience, I think we'll have to give them the opportunity to also participate, or also tell us about what they think about. So today's topic is who should steer Nigerian power sector? Is it the engineer or the administrator? This debate has been, ongoing for a couple of time, for a while now. So we want to hear from you, our audience. The number to call is 0903-880-8883. And do not forget, you can drop your comments on our social media platform. Let's hear from you. Who do you think should stay in Nigerian power sector? Is it should it be the minister or commissioner of power? Should it be based on degree, or should it be based on the technical knowledge? What do you think? Let's take our first call for today. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Let there be light. Up Nepa.
Good morning. My name is Ambassador David Challenger. I'm calling you from Tulupula. I believe the power sector supposed to be governed with professional engineers, because it's their ways of specialization. They are specialists. They are specialized on that field. So I believe they're supposed to govern and champion the power sector. To me, I feel is going to be the best, since they are professionals and they are expertise on that field. So they're supposed to govern and champion the power sector, so that our power sector will be upgraded and will have 24 hours light Thanks for your patience.
Thank you very much from Ambassadors Gable. Okay, don't forget, like I said, you can watch this program live on Facebook and on YouTube at Upnepa_platform. And do not forget to drop your comment. Who do you think should be appointed as Minister of Power? Should it be based on the degree on engineering, or should it be based on managerial and leadership skill? Let's hear from you. Let's take another call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Upnepa.
Let there be light.
Idris on the line for me now.
Go ahead, Idris.
You see, my problem sometimes, maybe I have to disagree with the two things you are talking about. I only believe today is because even in school, after the award of degree, they will tell you that the candidate is finding both learning and character. So what we have today in our system is just learning. Characters were not there. And that is just what is lacking in our system. We have brain to bring every idea, to practice everything. It was the same, it was this character that give a leader a source of endurance, no matter the obstacles he faced. As long as he has identified his goal, he keep on. I don't know that you get me. But today you have a situation whereby somebody will say maybe because of his religious inclination, you believe you don't want corruption, yeah, you know what to do. But he's thinking maybe somebody is ahead that will not believe in him. Before you know, he's discouraged. At times you just say, okay, if I cannot beat them, let me just join them. It's all about character. So, although the way the system is built in Nigeria, we don't believe in professionalism. Look at our sector today. Somebody will tell you, because I don't have work, let me go and start with teaching. Just for a stepping stone, I don't know that you get it. These are some of the things that is giving us problems. If you are a specialist, wait until your time, or you go and establish yourself so that your work can be identified and you'll be bringing into the system. So, and again, who knows? The appointment today is based on people that contribute money to the campaign or a close friend. But the one thing that keeps driving our problem down, that's draining our system and eating us, which we fail to understand, is character. Because intelligence without character is zero. Good night.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Indeed, good night. Okay, so from what our caller said, he talked about character actually. He said he doesn't agree with the whole degree as an engineer or managerial skills. He's talking about character. What can you say about that?
Yeah, the other time I was talking about the components one has to have, the ingredients that make up leadership. Certainly, character is one of them. Yeah. So, no matter how intelligent you are, and you have the poverty of character, certainly there is a limit to how far you can travel. So, I think I agree with him 100%. Yeah.
Now, the person who has character,
Yes.
but doesn't know what he's doing there.
It doesn't have to be there. Character alone cannot take you there. I suppose we buttressed it earlier. Yeah.
All right, let's take another call.
Good intentions don't necessarily give results.
No,
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, I think we lost that. Okay, our time is almost up. We just have a few minutes left. So, engineer, what would be your final response to this debate? What would you say in general is your opinion or final response?
Professionally, it's difficult to have debates like this with an open mind. But like I said, I'll have to insist that within our environment, and I mean Nigeria, you need professionals to navigate sensitive, positive, political, administrative positions. We love to see where we come from, that, well, a medical doctor can cause localized harm by way of negligence or incompetence.
Yes.
In a manner that will not affect too many people. An engineer can cause harm in a manner that can affect thousands or more by way of negligence or incompetence. So if it's good for lawyers to head the Ministry of Justice, probably because they were the writers of the Constitution, like Dr. Chadu said, and if it's good for medical doctors to head the Ministry of Health, then why shouldn't an engineer head the power sector as a minister, as a commissioner? So I suppose there is hope. Well, whether it's an administrator, whether it's a technical person, we just have to move this country forward. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you,
it's been an amazing time with engineer Twako Musababa, Managing Director, Danmarks Engineering Limited. Sir, we want to appreciate you. We want to say thank you for sharing this valuable insight with us. Thank you. And we're happy. I hope we're going to see you sometime again.
I enjoyed
Join us in
every bit of
Upnepa.
it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I'll win the fan.
Of course, I love that. Now I've got another fan, right? Okay, KK, do you have anything to say?
Yes, I do. I believe that electricity does not necessarily respond to just titles.
Yeah.
It responds to vision, it responds to decision, it also responds to effective execution. While there are engineers with a combination of both technical and leadership competence, I believe the debate doesn't end with who leads. It should begin with who truly keeps the lights on.
All right, thank you very much, Kiki. I just like the way you're just saying it with precision. Right. Okay. We, for those that are trying to reach out to us, unfortunately we can't take another call because our time is up. But I want to appreciate you for keeping or making this conversation interesting. You joining us and you calling in to contribute. I want to say thank you. But before we leave, I think I'll have to agree with or add to your submission, Kiki. Leadership for me, it's not defined by profession. Leadership is by the ability to deliver meaningful results. So whether an engineer or an administrator takes the wheel, Nigeria deserves a better power sector driven by competence, driven by accountability, and also measurable progress. So the ultimate qualification, it's not by the profession, but by the performance. So I feel we all also have a role to play in this. Well, it's an amazing time. Like I said, we had engineer Twako Musababa with us, and we want to say a very big thank you. And of course, he has already told us he's our fan now, so we have extra fan. Okay, do have a wonderful week. Until we meet next time, don't forget, this is Upnepa, and keep watching Upnepa. And don't forget to watch out for Controversial Me coming up. For the clips that were played today, the full episodes will be dropping this week. So watch out for it and get enlightened, get informed, and get educated. Remember, this is an electricity advocacy platform where we don't just talk about electricity. We educate you, we inform you, and we enlighten you. So stay tuned. If you've not followed us on our social media, please do well to go and follow us on Facebook at Upnepa_platform and on YouTube at Upnepa_platform. We are everywhere. We are on Telegram, we are on WhatsApp, we are on X. Yeah, we are also there. So please do well to engage with us.
We need to tell them that X, that used to be Twitter.
Yeah,
some
X
people may not know what that is.
Yes. So we are on Twitter, X. So do well to engage with us, not just follow us, and just please engage and interact. Thank you very much. My name is Victoria Festus, and with me is Korede Kolo. And from all of us at Upnepa, from our technical media team, from our wonderful director sitting side and giving me that wonderful smile, we want to say a very big thank you and have a productive week. Keep watching Upnepa. Upnepa,
Let there be light.